Knights Football Weekly on WKLM.
This week's Knights Football Preview sponsored by Keim Lumber in Charm. West Holmes falling last week by a score of 42-7 to a Mansfield senior team that's currently ranked number 2 in the Division III Region 10 computer rankings, and that's behind an offensive line last week that was weighed to an average of 300 pounds and really a three-headed monster, Jake, last week when you think of quarterback Cam Todd, running back Terrence Flickinger, also wide receiver Angelo Gross. They racked up over 447 yards of offense.
Yeah, definitely a great offense, but it's really the defense that makes that team special, not allowing any points through the first couple of games, and they really did a great job against the West Holmes defense, and they're led by Michigan State commit Angelo Gross, who really spearheads that defense. Defense picked up 2 interceptions in that game. They really limited West Holmes from taking any shots downfield.
Despite all of that, though, the Knights able to get a bright spot last week in the fact that they scored their lone touchdown of the year against the really talented Mansfield senior defense that had not allowed a touchdown really through the first 3 weeks of the season. And that was behind a 14-play drive over 8 minutes that was capped off by a 26-yard touchdown pass by Noah Clark to Braden Myers. And with that, I'm joined by Knights head coach Zach Gardner. And Zach, I know you'd like to have more of those, but take us through that lone 14-play drive last week that resulted in your lone touchdown a week ago. What are some things you can take away from a successful drive like that?
We play with great tempo. You know, that's what we want to do here at West Holmes, and this incarnation of West Holmes football is we want to play with great tempo. And our kids went out and they did that, and they executed. You know, going back and watching the film, you know, from the previous 2 weeks, you know, we're one block away, one catch away, one throw away from busting big plays on very, very good football teams, and you know, that's been an extreme emphasis is fixing that. And on that drive, we had that. We executed. We caught the ball. We blocked well. We threw the ball well. We made the right reads. And like I said, our kids have been working real hard. You know, we can sit here and make every excuse in the book. We're not going to do that. Our kids are here to get better. They've had 2 great days of practice. You know, the execution, they know it comes down to executing. We had a great week of practice last week. You know, it's about transitioning that over to Friday night and making varsity football plays. And we're excited to play another opponent this Friday night. And hopefully this is the week that it clicks and we go out there and we execute the way that we know we're capable of.
I'll see, Zach, on that note, we know this team has dealt with a lot of adversity this year and playing a tough schedule with a combined record of 12-4 through the first 4 weeks of the season. What have you learned the most about your team during this tough stretch?
I'm proud of them. They don't quit. They fight. They want to be good at football, and when you have that desire of wanting to be good, the execution is going to catch up with them. And like I said, we got a whole lot of guys that are going to play a lot of snaps of West Holmes football in the next 2 to 3 years that are out there, you know, going through trial by fire, and it's going to click. And you know, and it's exciting because which week is it going to click? If it clicks this week, we feel that we can finish very well.
You mentioned this week on the road again, taking on the Madison Rams. I know still searching for their first win of the season. What are you expecting to see from this Rams team this week?
You know, they're well coached. You know, they're in positions to be successful, and like us, they're a young team. You know, looking for that success, and it's going to come down to, you know, who has that success, who goes out and executes. And like I said, we're just excited. Like, we love coaching this group. They're young. They practice hard. They would run through a brick wall for us, and you know, we want to see them execute because they deserve to go get that feeling. And make no bones about it, our kids have earned 2 football wins on the football field this year. They've earned it. It might not be reflected in our record, but they've earned 2 football wins. And if we go out there and execute this Friday night, you know, with such a young football team, that would be 3 football wins that they've earned in the first half of the season. And that's something that we can really hang our hat on, especially, you know, looking to the future of this program.
All right, Coach, thank you. And we'll stand out to Jake Glasure now, who's standing alongside some Knights football players.
All right, I'm here with West Holmes Jr. Peyton McKinney. Now, you came into the season starting quarterback this year. You suffered an injury. Kind of let me know about how you kind of stay involved, kind of keeping this team up, being a leader on the sideline, as well as Madison this week coming in. What's your kind of thoughts on their team?
I just do my best, you know, talking to Noah when he comes off the field, and when he's not playing defense, I try to just talk to him, tell him what I'm seeing, see what he's seeing, see if I can see the same thing. And then on Madison, they're in the same situation we are right now. They're a young team, but we have everything ready to go out and execute. As long as we execute, we'll be fine, and we'll have a way to victory.
Lane Graham, now you guys have Madison this week. What's it going to take for this team to kind of get back over the hump, get back on the right track on the winning ways?
Offense has been doing really good. Defense, we have a young team this year, like you just said. We really got to come out and play hard-nosed speed defense, read our keys, do what we got to do, make plays on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, we have a pretty good game plan. We just got to go out and you hear Peyton say we got to execute. It's been a big focus of our team. We've had 2 good days of practice. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. Start getting on track. Got to execute.
We definitely had the last 2 weeks some pretty tough opponents, and we have a good game plan. We got to go in just as much confidence as week 1, and we just got to work hard and try to come up with the dub.
Don't forget to look for Keim Lumber's upcoming fall sale coming up October 7th through the 12th. And there you can get 12% off select products throughout their store. Make sure you look for them at Keim Lumber and Charm and KeimLumber.com. Last season's 68-13 win over Madison in Knight Stadium marked the 3rd consecutive victory for West Holmes over the Madison Rams. West Holmes now with an all-time record of 11-5 versus Madison in OCC play. But Jake, West Holmes actually, 3 of their 5 losses have come on the road against this Madison team. And you know this Rams team will be very hungry to try to get a win on their home field this year.
Yeah, and Madison coming into the game with a record of 0-4 on the season. They're still searching for their first OCC win since the 2015 season. They're led by quarterback Caden Williams, who threw for 115 yards last week against Worcester. Also wide receiver Isaac Brooks. But all in all, it's a defense that the West Holmes Knights are looking to have a lot more success against.
Well, for Madison, allowing an average of 42.8 points per game defensively this season. For West Holmes, certainly going to have to string some drives together to try and get a win this week. But don't miss our coverage of the West Holmes at Madison contest this Friday night. Our hometown football Friday night pregame show begins at 6 p.m. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. And, of course, don't forget our weekly preview show each week throughout the Knights football season. For Jake Glasure, Head Coach Zach Gardner, I'm Matt Croy, and this has been the WKLM Knights Football Weekly Preview Show, sponsored by Keim Lumber and Charm.
Knights Football Weekly on WKLM.